We have to be very careful with the ballots. The ballots, that's a whole big scam. I told you he's a dictator. We've been saying he will not give up power. And it's Democrats. They're trying to rig this election.
Donald Trump is seeking another 4 years in power, but with some polls putting him behind rival Joe Biden, the president is already casting doubt on the legitimacy of the election results.
Because the only way they can win is by doing very bad things. It was reported in one of the newspapers that they found a lot of ballots in a river. They throw them out if they have the name Trump on it, I guess, but they had ballots.
No names on them.
Okay, well, they still found them in a river.
Let's start with mail-in voting. It's nothing new. People have been doing it in the United States for nearly 100 years. But with fewer polling stations open due to the pandemic, more people will be posting in their ballots, something Trump isn't happy about.
We want to make sure the election is honest, and I'm not sure that it can be. I don't know that it can be with this whole situation. Unsolicited ballots. They're unsolicited, millions being sent to everybody. The ballots are out of control. You know it. And you know who knows it better than anybody else? The Democrats know it better than anybody else. Go ahead.
He suggested mail-in voting will lead to widespread fraud and corruption, a claim that's been widely discredited. He's even suggested his supporters vote twice to get round it, which is of course illegal.
Make sure you send the ballot in and then go to your polling place and make sure it counts.
If the election doesn't go Trump's way, he's already hinted he won't leave the White House quietly.
The only way we're going to lose this election is if the election is rigged. Remember that. The ballots will be stolen. Who knows where they're going? And when you see them cheating on the other side, I don't say if, when.
In fact, he's openly refused to commit to the peaceful transfer of power and suggested the Supreme Court might end up picking the winner.
I think it's very important. I think this will end up in the Supreme Court.
Which, given its newly strengthened conservative majority, would almost certainly work in his favor.
Will you commit to making sure that there is a peaceful transferal of power after the election?
Well, we're going to have to see what happens. You know that I've been complaining very strongly about the ballots, and the ballots are a disaster.
I understand that, but people are rioting. Do you commit to making sure that there's a peaceful transferal of power?
We want to get rid of the ballots, and we'll have a very peaceful. There won't be a transfer, frankly. There'll be a continuation.
While others seem concerned about foreign interference in this election,
We would put Russian intelligence squarely at the top of the risk score here.
The intelligence community's consensus is that Russia continues to try to influence our elections.
Opposing parties controlling ballots, millions of ballots. To me, that's a much bigger threat than foreign countries, because much of the stuff coming out about foreign countries turned out to be untrue.
Trump appears to be fueling the flames of conspiracy theory, saying that dark, shadowy figures are the real power behind Biden's campaign.
Who do you think is pulling Biden's strings? Is it former Obama
People
officials?
that you've never heard of. People that are in the dark shadows, people that...
What does that mean? That sounds like conspiracy theory. Dark shadows.
No,
What is that?
people that you haven't heard of. They're people that are on the streets.
Perhaps even more bizarrely, he's also tried to smear Joe Biden by accusing him of taking performance-enhancing drugs.
Well, he's done some kind of an enhancement, in my opinion. And I say we should both. I should take a drug test, so should he. Because we don't want to have a situation where a guy is taking some kind of a...
It's like athletes, like a...
No, he should take... I want to take one. I'll take one. He'll take one. We should both take a drug test.
So with the possibility that a close election result could take days or even weeks to finalise after November the 3rd, how might the president react? We'll expect the unexpected.
He wants 12 more years. They start shouting now, 12 more years.